Well, on Indian trace, that's about as good a way to start as any. Smoking. Smoking, smoking, smoking. And a shout out to my friend in Utah, Mike, who's brought these points that I found originally. And we're going to take a closer look at these. But just to give you an idea, brought these points here. Couple Guilfords, a nice crystal Guilford down here. And a rhyolite Guilford. Back to life, alive again, concluded here. And this point here, smoker that I found today that's on the video preceding, turned out to be in cleanup just a great point. Before we get any further in these, just take a look at these hafted points. A handful of videos back, we covered these, added to my collection of 5 arrows that he's hafted for me with points that I found here in eastern North Carolina. Look at these points. Now go back about 3 videos, maybe 4 videos, and you'll find the one where I highlighted these. These are great arrows, and I was able to show you those if you want to see them. Found the turkey feathers and what have you, and just, I mean, this is eastern North Carolina. Sent them out to Mike in Utah, and he brought them alive again, just to give a good look at what, what they really might have looked like. Now, these are stellar. These are atlatl arrows, and of course, you see the back of these things as we look at these today. Just some great workmanship. If I can get a good angle on this stuff without losing my color scheme. There we go. Again, sent him the turkey feathers. He hafted these things in. Believe it or not, these aren't going to be shot, but let's see if I can find the right one. This one, believe it or not, when I got it in, it was cracked right here in half. They didn't handle it well. It's glued perfectly. It's solid again, at least as far as it needs to be solid. Good looking arrows, though. I mean, look at the whole length here. Of course, we go by those again. We go all the way down here. These are a little bit longer to compensate for the atlatl need. And then I wanted to send some Guilfords. Now, I know I'm all over the place. This is a longer point that we use for this, but a different type of blade, very thin, and we already covered those. But I wanted to send them a couple Guilford, which are my favorite points. Look at these. And I'll show you what these look like. Now, this point, I'm going to get this out of the way. Great point found in the bean field today. That's worth going out right there. Look at that thing. I can even see on my camera. I got a good camera. It works pretty good. This piece of hair here. Okay. There we go. Take a look at this thing. Natural light. Gotta love that. And these that he did for me, if I can figure out, without driving you crazy, some good lighting on this, I'll show you these points. There might be too much natural light. So look at the contrast. Great point found here in eastern North Carolina. Great point sent that he brought alive again, all the way up. Look at how far up that goes. Isn't that funny? It's so long I can't even get the whole thing in on a good angle on it. I don't know if this video will come out. I'm working real hard just to try to make it interesting visually. But I'm going to tell you what, that's an awesome Guilford hafted in. You can see where they relieved it, which isn't necessarily where they ran it all the way, all the time. Very well could have ran a half all the way up here, but they relieved it, and then they probably found out what worked. And, of course, this works here. They might have wrapped it more with sinew, but you can see the point real well, and he did a great job on that. Love it. Love it, Mike. Appreciate it. You'll hear or see his comments here if you want to shout out and say, hey, I found a point. What would it take for you to just haft it in for me? And definitely worth the effort. Look at this one. Just wanted to take a Guilford that I had found out a crystal that was pretty good size and do the same thing. It already had this little teeny chip out of it, but to me that didn't take anything away from It's beauty. Just loved it. It was a great shape on the Guilford, and it didn't take anything away. And now I guarantee if they had chipped it a little bit, it wouldn't matter to them whatsoever. They would be ready to go out and make a hunt of it. So, why not, right? A couple real great stellar tips, and they're alive again. Show you these things again if I can. Not drive myself too crazy with this video, because I think he did a great job on hafting it. The feathers here are a little slightly different than the other ones, which are a little shorter up here, but it's going to make for a really great collection in display if I can figure out how to display them all. Look at this. And if we just dare group them all together, I mean anybody, or any Indian, if you will, would be ready to go out and make a hunt of it with a quiver full of arrows like this. Now, many of these are from the same period too, so it's not just that every single style is from a different period. All archaic. So, just good stuff. These points today that I'm hosting, and check the other video out if you want to see those other ones closer. These ones are alive again for sure.